I'm tired of all this sneaking shit. Let's just go and decimate.
25.
25. You die. Their heads start popping off. Blood like confetti going everywhere.
Wait, what?
Good God.
Welcome back to another video, guys. In our last episode, the party had received a request from the innkeeper to go and deal with a band of orcs that had been hitting up caravans along the side of the road. Let's see how their travels fare.
Alright, gentlemen. Are you ready to hit the road?
Yep, hit the road. Alright. What's up?
Yep.
Alright, so you going on foot?
Hello?
I'm just gonna say you're going on foot.
I was about to say, what other option do we have?
They could try and hire a carriage or even buy some horses. But with the way we do the system, since we only play once a night, I don't make real long, lengthy travel times unless something happens to them along the side of the road. So, walking it is.
We all pile onto Zachary's back and ride his back. Because he's got wings, so I'm mounted on his back trying to make the...
I fly there with my divine might.
Yeah.
What's up?
In the last campaign, Zach was playing a pre-made fighter from the D&D starter box. And this time he made his own character. He's actually playing an Aasimar Paladin. So that's what they was talking about, him having wings and his divine might joke.
There you go.
So you start off early morning.
You're gonna have to find you one.
You guys make your way to the Tribord Trail. And just like Toblin told you, you go ahead and turn east. And you start walking.
Then you show the one.
And walking. And walking some more.
Alright, so in this campaign, if you can't tell, I'm actually making these quests up as we go. And this is the first time I've actually done that. The last time we ran all the pre-made quests out of the starter box. And right here, I'm really struggling to figure out what I actually want them to be doing next.
I didn't realize that.
About midday, you guys decide you're going to go ahead and take a short rest and eat some rations. How do you guys want to set up camp?
With a tent.
It's not
Alright,
for the
John,
night. This is just,
Hop off here real fast. We're actually starting now, alright?
you guys are just setting up
Alright, see ya.
to eat lunch, basically.
Okay.
In a tent.
Okay.
Real fast. You just said we just walk and walk and walk, set a place, make camp, right?
Yep.
Okay, just make sure I didn't
You
miss
walk
anything.
till about midday, and you decide you need the lunch. So you're taking a short rest.
I just looked it up too, by the way. You know, one round, no matter how many people are supposed to play, is only supposed to take approximately 6 seconds. So that means like my rage would last for 10 rounds.
This is actually 100% correct. Originally we was doing 30-second rounds because I'd misread it in the book. But I went back and double checked it just to see if what he was talking about was true. And I found that it was 6 seconds per round.
Nothing really goes past 2, maybe 3 rounds.
Not typically,
The way we've been playing it has been working out just fine.
Yeah. Because John was talking about his whole shifting ability, so I was kind of curious, so I quickly looked it up, and that's like what's supposed to be, 1 round, 6 seconds. I'm like, oh, that makes... If they lasted longer, I get what you're saying too, because that's the one thing that sucks about a rage. I get 2 rounds with everything.
Right, but again, like
When
I
we
said,
have everyone, yeah.
and once combat's over, your rage goes away anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, because it only lasts like 30 seconds if I haven't been hit. Or no, it's 1 round if I don't get hit, or if I don't do damage or take damage, it disperses.
Your rage disperses if you take damage?
If I do not take damage or do not do damage for 1 round, then it disperses.
No joke.
Yeah.
So if you don't end up taking damage, then after the first round, your rage goes away?
No, because I would still do damage.
Gotcha.
If
Yeah.
neither
Yeah,
of
it's
those
the two.
are met, then the rage disperses.
Gotcha.
As long as one of the 2 is met, I'm good.
John's character.
Alright.
Talking about
So you guys are setting up, or you guys are just setting up to eat lunch. How you guys want to go about it?
It doesn't hurt to sometimes railroad the campaign a little bit, especially when it's just the small stuff. And it actually, in some cases, makes for some interesting interactions.
All right, Andy, you're still there, right?
Yep.
Okay. So first things first, I'm gonna do a. God, I've got perception check of the area around me. Make sure the woods are. Oh my God, the woods are just. Sorry. Make sure the woods are safe to set up camp here.
Okay.
Totally had a dyslexia moment. I thought I said 21. 12. 15 total.
Okay, so you're looking around. You don't see anything out of place. It's mostly just tall grass around you, open fields. You can see the forest, but it's still quite a ways off in the distance.
Oh, so we're in a completely wide open area?
Yeah.
For future reference, I did say tall grass.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about here so far.
Okay.
Can I check for traps?
Brady would have covered that with his perception check. You can do it again if you want to.
I'm gonna check this crack here.
That's the canyon of Ugmar.
You sure you want to check that crack? You might not. You might not like what you smell.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't just say that joke.
It's not been wiped a lot.
Smells like Andy.
I've been redeemed. Somebody made a worse joke than I did.
Alright, I got nothing else, guys. Do we have to make camp?
You're not making camp. You're not going to stay here.
We're
This
just
is just a
stopping
rest
for like
stop.
a midday lunch?
Yep.
Okay,
I told him that, and he decided he wanted to pitch a tent anyways.
oh. I go and kick over his tent.
Okay.
Stupid!
Joke's on him. I made it with my divine sense. It's reinforced with God.
Alright, I got nothing.
Alright, so you go over to kick this tent. What's your divine sense, dude?
It detects monsters that are nearby. That's it. It detects like it's the what he used to detect the Fae and.
Oh, God. Alright, so
He's just being
is
a
it like a
douche.
cantrip, or?
No, it's like my
It's like
Like the
detect
right-
good and evil.
yeah. He can like he gets 2 uses per long rest.
Okay.
All right, it's 1 per proficiency bonus. He can use it the equal number of times equal to his proficiency bonus
Alright.
per long rest. There we go.
I don't know what he knows.
Okay.
It literally like okay. Do you remember the last monster we fought in Echo Wave Cave, the spider with invisible? Because she was a fae, which is an elf, or she was an elf, which is fae blooded. Who was it that could sense her? Oh, it was Droop. Droop had that exact same ability, and he was able to sense her, which is why we knew exactly where she was.
Okay.
And then the moment she got hit, it broke her invisibility. You can do something like that. Like if we're in this room, because I think yours extends like 60 feet or
Yeah,
something
60
like that.
feet.
If we're in this room here and there's a room right here, you could in theory cast that, and if it's, I don't remember, we'd have to look up all the qualifications for it. It's like undead, fiend, fae, and something else. If it's any of those, you'd be like, all right, they're in that room. There's baddies in there. You'd be able to sense that through the wall and stuff like that. Sorry, continue.
Yep.
So I mean, in theory, you could cast that now, but it's not going to detect orcs.
Right. So I don't really want to use it.
Okay. So he goes over and kicks over your tent.
I roll with the tent.
You're gonna
It's
roll.
almost as if I have the same weight as the tent. I roll inside of it.
Oh, so you were in the tent when I kicked it over?
Yeah.
So the way PvP works in my game is if either of the party doesn't want it to happen, then I don't allow it. I'll just turn it against whoever's trying to initiate it. But if both parties are willing and able, then I just let it play out.
Cock all puffs up. He's so proud of how strong he has become.
He goes over and kicks this tent. And Zach, being the paladin, starts rolling. You hear this armor clanging, hitting all the rocks in the road.
I'm gonna carry on with my meal.
He never stopped eating as he's rolling.
Lord. All right, Andy, what are you gonna do?
What's that?
What would inside be counted for?
Well, for starters, knowing what insight is one of the things that would be counted towards.
Insight would be like, if someone's talking to you, you can use your insight to know, like if they're telling the truth, if they're have ulterior motives, you know, it's just like being able to read their body language and stuff like that to know more than you should, I guess.
I want to dig for treasure because I'm a little dwarf.
You find a skeleton.
All right, so you're wandering around. You're not really hungry yet. You're kind of looking around on the sides of the road. You happen to see a rock that just looks a little bit strange to you.
What are you gonna do with the
Can I
rock?
roll a perception check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Wait, I get double proficiencies with rocks.
Yep,
Do you know about that? Did you remember that?
he's a dwarf.
It's gonna be a piece of dried shit, isn't it?
I didn't think about that. It might be.
He's like, it wasn't, but now it is.
I'm rolling for it anyway.
All right.
Alright, 19 plus 4 is 23.
All right, so you pick up this rock, and you're as you pick it up, you're staring at the rock pretty hard, and you realize that it doesn't really belong here. It must have fallen off a wagon from something, and it belongs in the nearby mountains. It's just a different coloration, different mineral base.
I'm really focusing on describing this rock because I have no idea right now what I want to happen.
And you're kind of curious about it, and you happen to look down, and you realize that somebody had placed 2 gold pieces underneath it and hidden on the side of the road.
Sweet, taking it.
Dude. So I come over.
And I give 1 gold piece to Zach because why not?
You too then, bud.
I flick my gold piece at the bird.
I catch
With what?
my beak.
With your beak.
Wow,
My DM senses are tingling.
you're trash.
Make a
Athletics.
Give you 30 gold pieces for that
Survival
fucking
check.
Judas. Or 30 silver.
Oh, that's okay. I'm great in survival. You done up, boy. Oh yeah, you up hard. It's 11.
11.
Yeah.
Yes!
All right. So Zach flicks this gold piece at you, and you catch it in your beak. And whenever you do, it hits just funny on your tongue, and it rolls down into your throat, and you start choking on it.
I don't know Bird Heimlich. I'm not helping you. I prayed for you. I prayed for him.
Give him the Heimlich maneuver.
You take 1 damage.
Oh, never mind. You took a damage, sorry.
I spit the gold piece back out. Anyways, I walk
They've
over.
got to save you.
Oh.
I start praying for Brady.
What are you gonna do, Andy? Brady's choking on this gold piece.
I'm rolling for survival check, give him the Heimlich maneuver.
All right.
Would it?
What kind of check would it be?
Medicine.
Yeah.
I would
Roll a
say-
medicine check.
Survival, right?
I'd say
Survival
medicine.
or medicine, whichever one's higher for you.
A lot of times, whenever there's 2 different skills that would work kind of similarly in a certain situation, I'll just let them choose one or the other.
Alright, 17 plus 4 is 21.
All right, so you run over and you hit him really hard in the chest, and he immediately spits this gold piece out, and it goes rolling over into the grass.
Well, yeah, that worked hard for that. I'm gonna try and find it.
All right, make a perception check.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a
A
10.
hell of a long rest. Or a hell of a short rest.
Roll a 12 and then a 10, or an 11 and then a 10.
No, I rolled a 10 plus 1, 11. And then I rolled a 7 plus 3, 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for whatever.
Investigation.
Just try to find it. Never mind.
Or perception.
7.
All right.
Same number.
So now you guys are looking through the grass. You're trying to find this gold piece. You had a pretty good idea where it landed since you was choking on it and spit it out. You happen to, as you're picking up this gold piece, you happen to see a little bit of movement.
Like,
In the grass?
under the gold piece? Or what do you mean by movement?
Nearby, you see movement ruffling in the grass right next to you.
Is this
It's tall
Oh, no.
grass.
Oh, I was like looking at grass outside.
Yeah, that's why I thought you were like the yard grass. I'm like, what? What is it?
Like I said before, tall grass.
These, you know,
So like
they're-
waist high-ish
Yeah.
type stuff. Okay.
Yeah, like weeds. You're basically looking at a field of weeds.
Okay.
Can't be orcs. Orcs are a lot taller.
Unless they're hunkered down. And orcs do frequently work with goblins. Can we do a... I'm gonna start sneaking.
I'm gonna stealth.
How far away is it?
Give me 1 second.
Roughly. No, not roughly. I need to know exactly how far.
Give me 1 second.
I need to go grab my chapstick.
I cast Hunter's Mark on it.
You gotta figure out what it is first.
Alright. So again, you're picking up this gold piece, you finally find it, you're on your hands and knees wading through this grass trying to find it, you see some motion, and it's pretty close to you. You just see the weeds kind of tumble, and you're
Alright.
within 5 feet.
Then I'm instantly gonna stealth.
Alright.
I'm gonna take a defensive stance.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna slam whatever the thing is with my hammer.
God, I love you, Andy. Brady, stealth. Zach, stay in the back. Andy, hammer!
23.
Alright.
Nat
I'm
20?
gonna roll for that.
No, 17. I got a +5 to stealth.
Alright, so you start sneaking. What are you gonna do?
For now, I'm gonna hold a reaction. It was heading towards us.
You just see the weeds move. It's not going forward.
We can't
or
tell it
backward.
direction
It's
or
just-
anything?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to sneak.
I run towards the weeds.
Alright, I'm just gonna hide in the weeds and let Andy do the thing.
Alright, so Brady's waiting. Andy runs off into the wood or into the weeds.
Zachary took a defensive stance.
What are you gonna try and do, Andy? You just running off into the weeds after it?
Yep.
Alright. Okay.
I'm feeling they hit me hard. Whatever it is.
For a DM secret, sometimes if you randomly roll your dice, your players will freak out.
A lot of dice.
Alright, so you run off into the weeds. You pass Kakaw, and shortly after you pass him, you get to a point and a snake lunges out and grabs onto your armor right at the ankle.
Ah, a snake.
Like a small snake
Yeah,
or
just a snake.
Okay, so not like a giant snake.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm going to keep close to where I can respond to Andy. But
What
I'm
are you
still
gonna do,
be
Andy? It wasn't able to puncture your armor. Your armor was too thick.
stealth. What is your AC right now?
Okay. I'm gonna
Higher than a 9.
I'm gonna smash it with my hammer.
Real fast, Andy. What's your AC?
19.
All right. He's gonna attack it.
All right, go ahead. All right, that hits.
Alright. I had to actually see what I would do. Okay, 1d8 plus 3. Okay, 6 plus 3 is 9.
9 damage. All right, that kills it. What are you gonna do with it?
I pick up the snake and I put it in my bag.
All right. You're just gonna put it in your bag?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So now that's dealt with. You don't see any more motion. You find your gold piece.
Who?
He found it. Who rolled higher there?
We both rolled 7, I think.
You had a 10.
Oh.
You
Mine
had
was the 7
Yeah.
plus 30, yeah.
So yeah, he found the gold piece.
Can I do an insight to check to see if I think that was what was causing the rustling?
Again, Andy's still standing in the weeds, just killed this snake with a hammer, and I said they didn't see any more motion, but Andy doesn't even care. Brady, still hiding in the weeds. Can I do a check to see if there's anything else? And he's playing a barbarian.
That'd be a perception check.
Okay, perception.
Or insight, whichever one's higher for you.
Mine, definitely perception.
Should I keep the snake or no?
That's up to you. I mean, there's really nothing you can do with it aside from eat it.
Then I feed the
19.
snake to
All right, so
Brady.
you're looking around,
Like a
and it
worm.
was just the snake.
It was just a snake.
Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm gonna go over to said rock that Andy found and see if there's any clues for it. Like you said, it fell off a wagon. Is it the wagons we're looking for?
Basically,
I mean,
he
can
was
anybody
able
do a
to
cancer?
tell that rock wasn't from there, as if it had fallen off a wagon or somebody had placed it there. Somebody had
Okay, so that has nothing to do with anything. It
had
was-
used that rock to hide those gold pieces.
Okay, I see what you're
Now,
saying.
if you wanted to do an insight check, you could try and figure out why the rock was there.
13.
All right, so you're looking around. You don't see any signs of anything, so it must have been done a long time ago and nobody ever came back for it.
All right. I've got nothing else here, gents.
I'm good.
Alright, let's move forward.
I pack up my tent.
All right.
So, you don't always have to spawn something big and scary in order to make something interesting happen. In this case, all I did was make them stop for lunch, and they filled in all the rest. And then I spawned a little snake in at them, and it scared most of them half to death. Thanks for watching another video, guys. In the next video, their travels continue, and then something big does spawn in.